My beautiful darling, if I tell you today, you will observe less light beings attending the event because they are physically in person in my home right now. They are enjoying desserts, alkaline medicinal desserts. We are talking about 8 magnificent light beings. My love, they are in the house since 2 days approx, and they come to visit me, and I so desire that each one of you come to visit me so that I can meet you in person. I would love that. So make it as a project. It's important. Not only you will have fun, it's entertaining, and the food, my love. So they are coming here for 1 week and they are eating food every day, different cultural cuisine. Today it was Aleppo, and every day a new meal. And they are, by the way, guys, you enjoying the dessert? It's delicious, huh?
Yes. Woo!
Oh, you like? I'm so happy. Ah, my darlings. So let me see if anyone. So they're gonna log for the, let's say, paid event, and they are enjoying. All right. Woo, the energy is already coming. So, my beautiful darling, today is a very beautiful subject because we officially go greedy. Divine greed is something absolutely beautiful because light being can only fill up their cup. And when you have nourished yourself, when you are in abundance and prosperity, the first wave of good flow of money, the overflow, it's absolutely natural to fill up your cup and to enjoy life and to spend on everything that you couldn't buy before. But the thing is interesting is that a light being, natural constitution, you're going to buy stuff that you could not purchase before. You're going to do it one time, maybe twice, and then you're done. You will not have the interest anymore. You're fulfilled. But then that overflow, you're going to start thinking, what can I do with that? What project? Who can I support? Who can I make the life better? And this is important that we prepare that because whatever is your now situation financially, it is going to change. So, or at the beginning, you're going to have more, whether it is through clientele, through inheritance. I have seen many magnificent light beings that when they started doing this work, they unlocked family inheritance. Even they had family inheritance blocks, like they could not receive their funds. I have even seen 2, 3 light beings who literally were taking out of the, I think, testament, we say, testament. You know, when the father and mother sign a paper that when they one day depart, they transmit the inheritance to the children. I have seen many that because they are special and out of the norm, their parents couldn't recognize who they truly are and took them out of the testament, which is very difficult. It's a real rejection and exclusion that is very painful. And I have seen parents changing their mind and putting them back on the testament with this work. We're talking about receiving a portion that is important. So, anyway, what is important here is this subject today is very important because money is a beautiful thing when you use it to do something absolutely marvelous. Money energy has always been around to support, enhance life, to honor life. So money energy is shifting hands and is coming into the hands of the light being. So the wealth transfer that has failed many times over the last two or three centuries, I think, there has been attempt for wealth transfer. It has aborted. That's why a radical solution needed to be done. And the only radical solution is to support all darkness to come out of the darkness, to support all darkness who are codependent, who are not sustainable, to become sustainable. Divine physicality for them, a light spirit for those born in the darkness, for those born in the light to return into their divine trajectory. And this is the only solution, because every time wealth transfer was close to arrive into the hands, the first wealth transfer was supposed to happen when? Titanic, you know? Titanic. What happened? You know what happened. So it was full of gold, because gold is a consciousness that is always on earth or in other planet to bring new divine epocha and to expand. Gold is an expander, amplifier. Whoa. So gold consciousness is always here to add the new epocha, and there is a lot of gold. Many people firmly believe that there is not that much gold on this earth. Wrong. The abundance of gold is huge. And that also, a little parenthesis, the gold was a big problem for many races in other planets. They came on this earth because to mine gold, mine silver, to do their business. But actually the gold that they used was not for the gold itself. It was to transform the alchemy of the gold and shift it from the consistency of gold to gold, monoatomic gold. And the monoatomic gold was a substance that they needed to restore the stratosphere of their planet and to restore the auric field of their physicality, because it was full of holes because of radiation, because of atomic bomb, because of wars, Star Wars, nuclear wars, and so forth. So that needed a solution too. And the solution was, and already took place and more to come, to have each planet of each galaxy, each races having crust and veins of gold all over their planets. This is also something that has been put into place since the past some time. I can't tell dates, I'm not into dates. Anyway, so the gold that is in abundance, and at this time while we speak, the white hats, the divine military system, they have been underground in the tunnels to take back the gold that was taken away from humanity, to put it back into the hands of humanity. We are talking about Grand Canyons, pyramids, undergrounds, tunnels, even Vatican. Vatican had taken away a lot of gold, and it has been taken back. And the Rodriguez, that's the Rodriguez I was looking for yesterday, Spain. That just now it came back. The Rodriguez treasury. So this gold is to do one thing, to transform the gold into digital certificate of bonds, and then to transform this gold into the currency of the country where the light being is, and to let the light being prepare the projects. My darlings, do you feel the energy while we speak about that? It's building up, it's building up. Huh? Everyone? Yeah, whoa. So, this is what is happening. So, the most important work that has been done was done away from the eyes of the population. Why? Because it was underground. Underground, there is cities. Wherever you walk in any country, you have an underground city where there is subway, highway, restaurant, shopping, mall, this, that. Like what is up, what you see, it is down. But not for the people, for the elite, the elected, you know? And this has to be the most important cleanse that was needed to be done. Because let me tell you an example. The house, each house that is square type, do you think it has been built just like that? No. Underground, each house, there is a tunnel. Underground, any house around the world. To do what? Extraction. So the most important work that has been done from the past years was to clean the underground, the alien, reptilian, draconian, little gray, tall gray, the zeta, the whatever humanoid was there. To do what? To clear all the duality construct agenda, extraction, siphoning, rerouting, deviation, anything and everything. All right, my love, let me read you, my darling. Yes, my love. Hi, everyone. So the wealth transfer is a big topic because, yes, it has failed many times because the approach was wrong. You cannot take away a business of survival of beings that survive since eons. It's a rendezvous of failure. You need to help them to come out of survival. Then when their stomach is full, when they don't survive anymore, they don't need to steal, harvest, extract, siphon, control, or whatever they do. So the second time that it failed, it was at the time of Eisenhower, when there was this contract. There was the president, I would say, no, Kennedy, huh? The Kennedy. The Kennedy wanted to reveal to the world and offer the debt forgiveness, the credit card forgiveness, the loan forgiveness, the everything forgiveness, all this bank system that is, by the way, a fraud. Okay? It was created by the Queen, the false Queen Elizabeth of UK, who created the mortgage, mortgage. So all this, then you know what happened to the Kennedy, and etc., etc. But this time, the good news is it won't fail, and it's working. It's really, really working, and that's the beauty of it. So money is a big subject. Gold is a big subject. We need to continue doing exactly the work that we have started, and it's gonna work. Just give me 1 minute, please, my love. My love, I have my guest who returned to their beautiful property while we are together. So gold is very important because we need now to continue escorting out of planet Earth the villain, the victim, the predator, the imposters, the elite, all the beings that has controlled planet Earth since a long time for the sake of survival, not even striving, just surviving, because they are shareholders. It's not just one race that has done this to Earth and to humanity. It's many, many, many races, which we call the shareholders, and they share amongst each other, which is absolutely wrong. But like I have said already in other beautiful event, we have already surpassed the range of 70%, a lot more than 70%. I just don't know the number right now. So I would not just give a number to give. But we have already surpassed the 70%, and that is such a gift, which is a miracle. And when we have surpassed the 60% of darkness that has stopped being dark and returned, or to nursery, or to homecoming, or to other stations of recovery of divine identity, when 60% had reached, what happened is that 60% has meant the following. That was a big celebration with the crew when they announced me that 60% was achieved. Not only that 60% was a miracle, but was not even supposed to happen because the inverted reality, the matrix, was so intelligently structured with backup plan, fail-safe, maintenance, reset by default, auto-renewal, and anything was made for continuity, perpetuity, and inevitability. So these three words, continuity, perpetuity, inevitability, means it's obvious. It cannot fail. So there was always a way to reactivate. And to have reached 60%, not only it was a miracle, but we were advanced in time, which means normally the calculation of what could be done on this earth to stop the process and the advancement of darkness, it would have taken normally maybe 2-3 years more, or a little bit less. But because there has been some attendee participating, which is all of you present here, all of you present in the replay, as you know, many hundreds choose not to come live. And all these beautiful light beings, their participation, the fact that you daily do comments, the fact that when you co-create with me, we always clear for self, for the totality of existence, all beings, all realms, all construct. This is one of the most magic decree that has accelerated the process. And because you guys joined me in doing what I do, I was really expecting a few years ago to do this by myself. I was not at all imagining that anyone would join the venture, because it was too mad, too controversial, too different in comparison to what is on the market of spirituality. And the false light was too large, too big, it's everywhere. And then you arrived and dedicated, showed up. You understood that your role count, and you come for yourself. You never come to be a saint, to be a savior. No, that we don't do that. No one is allowed to do that. but you have so many fragments of you that is not inside of you, that has been fragmented very long ago, millennia ago, even not more than that. So when fragmentation took place through an inversion, atomic splitter technology that was placed right there in front of the sun, this fragmentation technology has damaged so many light beings, and all the fragments have been deviated in so many different directions. Earth, other planet, other domes, inverted, repurposed with forced roles, self-erasure, secrecy vows, loyalties, silence, mutis, devotion, dedication to the wrong agenda. And this is also why the matrix has been so sophisticated, because most of the engineers within the matrix are ancient divine being, fragmented, trapped, inverted, repurposed, with forced role, with supernatural capacity. I'm talking about supernatural capacity, beings that they can see, for example, let's take an example, a sofa, a bed, a queen bed that is quite heavy for one person. They can literally, with the power of their eyes and mind, take it and levitate. They can levitate the big queen bed. They have this kind of capacity. It has a name, I forgot. Maybe someone knows. Telekinetic, I forgot. Oh, my love. Who said that? Marta? Darling, you had a bad headache? You? Really? One moment. Let me read. Oh, dear. Ah, how beautiful. You see, that Marta, I so value you share that. You need to, if you don't remember it, my love, she's sharing. So, Marta, I'm going to share. She's explaining that she had a really bad headache and at brainstem in the temple. And it started feeling a lot better after making appointment for later today on this call. My darling, please remember to do that, because she's really proving here they came to her with whatever luggages, and it was giving her headache. She woke up with it. It's very unpleasant because the whole day is affected when you have a headache. Anything, but headache is a little bit worse. She gave an appointment to the engineers. She did not question. She did direct. Like, all right, this is unusual. Darling, you need to do it. Whatever. And a lot, my love, arrive and land on the airport of the light being during where? Night. Why night? Because it is a great opportunity for them to run away. There is something different about night. Darkness lives mainly in the night. Not always, but a lot. Which means when they have an opportunity to escape, knowing that they can now run away, they jump on light beings. And it's not because you do this work that they jump on you. They jumped on you much before you do this work. But now that you do this work, you know what to do versus not knowing. So they arrive a lot at night, which explains why you feel the way you feel during the early hours. So it is very important that you take a habit whenever something happened, or even anything that is not right, whatever is, even if it's a long-lasting, not right thing. Question yourself if this is really mine, or this is an SOS attempt. They cannot ask for help. You need to put yourself into their alien shoes, alien moon boots, moonwalks boots, They have surveillance, control, vigil, looking. Imagine a factory of alien, and you have the controller, the surveillance, the camera. For real. They cannot move. They have to be disciplined into their work. They are not allowed to come out of their assignment, and they have very often a mono, duo, or trio assignment of negative. So they can only express themselves through their job, their function. They cannot ask for help. If they do, punishment, retaliation, for real. Consequently, it arrived on Marta during the night, apparently, and she felt very uneasy. And she remembered to practice that. And it eased, and that is great. So please, everyone, you need to remember. Write it down, don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. Anything is uncomfortable, all right. Who needs assistance? All right, listen to me carefully. I feel you. I will support you. But right now, I'm not equipped. But I will give you an appointment. And then you give the appointment around 10, 11 p.m. Madrid. You calculate, you convert. You have the 2 dates per month. But you can only give an appointment if you are present in the event. Because if you're not present in the event and they're going to come in time, they're going to be not supported, they're going to come back to you. And it's going to feel unpleasant, not to retaliation. No, 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 not in a revenge. No, no, no. But they're going to come back to say, hello, you gave me an appointment. You're going to feel heavy. So you need to be present. You cannot send here if you're not present because it's part of, they choose you, damn it. They choose you. This is a mark of trust, such a mark of trust. So show up to the event, okay? Very important. So let's go back to gogreedy.com. So share, everyone. By the way, Marta, tell me if your headache is better now, my love. Tell me. Tell me, my beautiful darling. More will join now. They reached home. Hey. Hello, Archana. Elian. Oh, my darling, I'm happy you are here. Francine. Hi, my love. Joanne. Claude. Kim. Lisa. Samantha. Silver. Sibyl. And Martha. More are joining. From 9 to 1. Well, and when that's wonderful, my love. And tell me one thing, love. Now it's 9 to 1, but when you had that 9 and you did the command to tell them that you will assist them and you give an appointment and so forth, tell me how it shifted to 9 to 1 or it was more. Because the thing is, when they come, you never know how you're going to feel. It can be chronic fatigue. It can be anything. It can be stiffness, it can be heaviness, it can be mood swings, it can be like you're low, you don't have that zest, Let me read, my love. So Archana, I'm reading, interesting on the head, was feeling lightheaded. It was not easy to get up this morning. Interesting. So Archana, my love, the morning is a big thing. The early hours is a big thing. I choose not to say morning, by the way, but that's personal to me. And I'm going to share with you. Maybe you would love to stop saying that word. Morning, actually, the pronunciation is what matters, not really the written words. It's grief, it's grief. So I say grand rising, or I say in the early hours. Not easy to speak English with this inverted language, but just for you to know. So Archana, the early hours is a big challenge for you, which means there is a lot taking place at night, for you. So it would be very interesting that from tomorrow, when you rise up and you are like kaput, like you have difficulties to get started, it would be great that you give them, you just say, all right, I see that many arrived in my field. I am not equipped to do the full protocol of liberation that you request and require, but I feel you and I will support you. But right now, I'm not available and not equipped. Consequently, I give you an appointment, and you give the next month's second Sunday of the month, the time always 2 hours after the event, because we start late and we have 1 hour free discovery event. My love, a lot lift because they want to be heard. So if you give them an appointment, suddenly it eases. So please try that. So Archana, apparently maybe you missed this training that we gave some times ago. So good, we spoke about it. Marta, yeah. So let's go back to the go greedy scenario. Money is it's a divine energy that is connected to the wealth consciousness, the wealth template, the prosperity intelligence, the overflow intelligence, and even the opulence. I know the word opulence sounds a little bit too big, but actually it's not. In many galaxies, some light civilization live in opulence. It is not luxury, it is frequency. This is why many spaceship, all the intrinsic light ship, the spaceships that co-create with me, the spaceship department of all creations, guess what? Inside, it looks like opulence, gold, silver, opal, meteorite, and all the gemstones that are noble metal and minerals. And it's not opulence, it's frequency, because the synergy of all these noble metal and minerals offers the opportunity to spin and to travel at tachyonic speed, light speed, tachyonic speed, and to spin in a way that suddenly they disappear. This is why certain UFO, when they depart, suddenly poof, they are disappeared. It's because inside they have this kind of metal that creates a synergy. Let me read the next beautiful message. Marta. I'm reading, love. So she says, it was feeling dull and uncomfortable, and after it stayed escalating quickly to a 9, I identified, acknowledged, and rerouted and or made an appointment if didn't feel safe for 12:30 Madrid. I love it. Like VIP calendar. Ticket. I can see the Marta spaceship hostess, like take an appointment. I give you a ticket, a VIP ticket. Come at 12:30. You'll have the best table. My love, I love it. I love it, my love. One moment I let others come in. Ah, darling. Yeah, this is awesome. Okay, they start coming in. So then she started identifying and made if they didn't feel safe for an appointment at 12:30 Madrid. After that, it must have been eased quickly since I completely forgot about it. Yes, I think that's quite obvious. Until the call, I noticed slight discomfort, one still lingering. Darling, so Archana, please, this is maybe the biggest part for you to remember. Not everything is an attack. Not everything is something against you. A lot is SOS from the engineers that give you such trust. My love, when an engineer of darkness chooses you, any one of you have no idea. It's maybe one of the biggest compliment that you can receive in life because they trust you. They decide, they choose you. They say, I'm going to go there. I know it hurts. I know it's fuck, but it's such an honor to be trusted at that level. We are talking about beings that are so powerful with supernatural capacity. They need assistance. They cannot revoke on their behalf any vows. Yes, they can with their eyes and brain. They have the capacity to lift object and to do incredible stuff. But when it is to revoke a vow of loyalty, they cannot because there is vow of self-erasure, silence, vow of whatever, so they cannot. So it's quite contradictory. They need a light being that has divine authority that can take them out of that. Now you might say, yes, but I don't feel I have divine authority. You do, my love. You do. You do. You command, it's done. For real. Okay? It has nothing, divine authority has nothing to do with the power of manifestation. It's two different things. Divine manifestation is one thing, divine authority is another thing. So you might think that you don't have divine authority because you tried many things and it didn't manifest. No, that's another topic. I'm talking about light spirit command. You have divine authority. Why? Because you are a light being inside this beautiful light essence that you are, even if you're not whole yet, inside any spark of your essence, there is the template of divine order, which means when you see disorder or chaos, you have full divine right to bring back divine order. And not only you have the right, but you have the capacity, which is absolutely fantastic. This is any divine being, because a divine being will only command something positive. It will not even come close to, they will not get attracted to command anything that is negative. They're not attracted. Why? Because within any little spark of light essence that is inside of you, there is a gland. There is a divine gland, and that divine gland keeps you always performing with integrity. I have never seen a light being destroying or no, it doesn't, they don't even think of that. It's beautiful, my darling. So let me drink some water. My love. Okay, more are coming in. Hello, my darlings. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. All right. So we need to continue assisting more engineers, more inverted beings, and a lot of fragments. Many, many fragments of light beings and light intelligences and light essence, consciousness creatures are blocked into varieties of places, into money, monetary system, into AI a lot, unfortunately, into gold. So we need to go there absolutely. By the way, my love, hey Francine, you tell me that you are with us for the second part of the event. And you, Eliane, my love, please confirm to me that you are staying for the second part of the event as well. I'd love that. I would love that. Let me know, my love. All right. Reply whenever you feel. So we are going to do the clearings during the second part of the event. So I continue explaining, and it's gonna be great. Now, regarding the financial failure, this is a big word, but you need to understand you have no financial failure that is your own. There is two possibility. Possibility number one, bloodline, obviously. The bloodline, the bloodline that everyone has, whether father side, mother side, there is a lot of poverty, lack consciousness, and financial failure or different kind of failure, and also ancestral allowance, like many have plateau or allowance on how much is allowed in happiness, in success, in visibility, how much is allowed. And that is a plateau that many have due to the bloodline. So when they have created the DNA structure, you are not only having the color of your eyes, skin, and hairs, but you are having the belief system, the trauma, the thought patterns, the problematic event which is coming along the package. And this is a big issue as the light being received the totality, the good and the bad. Oh, Pulsine, tabapao. I like to say that, tabapao. No. So, this is one root cause. The second one is the following. When the light spirit has been into the reincarnation wheel that is unnatural and that came from the birth canal and the spiritual birth canal, when it is a light being that has big potential, whether potential of humanitarian, whether potential of problem solver, whether potential of impact. Because if I ask any one of you, if the money is not an issue, if the money is here in abundance, what is it that you would love to do? And I'm telling you, each light being will have nearly the same response. Because you are a light being. You're going to do something that improve lives, honor lives, sustain lives, make an impact. The only difference will be in which sector. One will be art, the other one educational system, another one will be medical system. So it's really about which category, my love. That's the only difference, but you're all desiring to make an impact, right? So because you have this frequency of being able to do a lot for others, because you are wired for that, it's natural. That's part of being a light being humanitarian, humanidad. Because of that factor, they make sure you don't have. They make sure you have just enough because they don't want you to make an impact. But this is not only for the money, it is also for beings who are high capacity beings that can make an impact. Because they know when you arrive from the birth canal, when you arrive from the spiritual birth canal, they know that through you can empower this amount of individual. Because a light being always empower a lot others. They get empowered while empowering others. They shine while letting others shine. It's a mark of light being template. So imagine that you in your life, because you are a destiny corrector, you change the life trajectory of people, whether it is emotionally, whether you are a coach, whether you are a healer, whether you are even a nutritionist of real nutrition. All these professions change the life, empowers the life, makes beings change life trajectories. Yes or no? Yes. Yes, my love. Let me read Eliane. One moment. Oh, Eliane, ça va pas, oh? Eliane, allora, laissez-moi dire quelque chose. Let me tell something in French to Eliane. Eliane, ma chérie, numéro 1. Quand on fait le nettoyage dans la partie professionnelle, c'est pas important de comprendre. L'énergie, elle est internationale. C'est comme un sourire. Pas besoin de traduire. Lorsque l'on fait les abolissements, même si vous, parce que vous ne comprenez pas la langue anglaise, vous allez recevoir parce que c'est fréquentiel, c'est énergétique. Bien sûr, c'est tellement plus agréable de pouvoir comprendre car vous avez un sens à ce qui se passe. Mais un bébé avec qui on fait beaucoup de soins pour les bébés, ils ne comprennent rien. Ils ne savent pas ce qu'on dit, mais ils ressentent tout. Et même si vous êtes quelqu'un qui ne ressent pas beaucoup, pour quelle que soit la raison, ça sort. Je vous le dis, car c'est important. La langue, who cares? C'est une chose. Numéro 2, just one more minute, my loves. Numéro 2, j'ai toujours promis à Francine, par exemple, qu'à partir du moment où elle est avec nous dans la deuxième partie, je fais la traduction en français des PDF. Donc, c'est top. Donc, parenthèse finie. My beautiful darling. So those who have a big impact, healers, even lawyers, like, darling, one lawyer can change the life in someone's life, in different kind of scenarios. So it's not just healer, but many different professions. If you have a profession that empowers others or make others break free or whatever, whatever is empowering. They know it when you arrive on Earth. And they say, instead of blocking all these people, we're going to block one. Because until that one person doesn't meet the other people don't break free. For example, the work I do, it empowers others. It changed the trajectory of others. So instead of blocking others, they would block one person so that the others cannot meet them, and then the whole others get blocked too. Because some people, until they have not met you, their life remain unchanged. They need a divine corrector. It can be a coach, it can be a lawyer, and so forth. You got my point. All right, my love. So, this is big. This is big. Let me see if someone wants to enter. My darling. Ah, yes. So try to remember, my love, whenever anything, whether it is a pain, a fatigue, a discomfort, try to remember. Don't try to connect the dots. Even if you have slept 3 hours and the second day you're fatigued, and you're going to say, yeah, but I slept only 3 hours. Don't think like that, because it can be anything. They always find a way to make you believe it is something outside, that is something else. So whatever is, try to remember who needs assistance that is altering my physical, emotional, existential reality in any which form. Start with that. Find the last root cause as personal at the last, but start with that. Give an appointment. Look at the dates. You know the dates. Second Sunday of each month. Fourth Sunday of each month. 11 p.m. Madrid. Period. When you have the dates, you need to have the dates. You're not going to say second Sunday, it's complicated. You need a date. Be organized. Divine connector. Yes, absolutely. And give an appointment. So, yes, I love what you just said, Million. The divine connector is big. I give you an example. When you have one person that recommends you to do this, and that event changes the life of the person. From that day, the friend that has been recommended through you to do something that changes completely the life trajectory, just that role, it changes the life of the other person, because you have been the divine connector and you have modified the trajectory just because you recommended something. This role is very hunted by the darkness. So these divine connector light beings very often are very oppressed, suppressed, to make sure they don't show up as a divine connector. Because if the trajectory of the other person is not influenced positively by this person, that other person remains stuck in life. It's incredible how life works. Okay, my darling. So let's lift a little bit, and then we leave this interface and we come back into the link that ends by 79. And so like I can have 2 recordings, okay? The energy is building up. Let's go. I now command my light spirit, hear the word of the divine. I release and I revoke on behalf of myself any contracts, vows, promises, oaths, allegiances, covenants that ties me to the power of darkness through perpetuity, through continuity, through inevitability, now dissolved. I revoke and I say no. Any contract, vows, promises, oaths, allegiances, covenants that has been signed by my bloodline, father, mother, adoptive, earthly, and offward bloodline that ties me through affiliation, through inheritance. I now say no, and I cut off the cycle of loop. I revoke inheritance of any affiliation and spiritual debt that keeps me bounded, tied with duality era, inversion era. Just because I am the descendant, I stop. I am the breaker of the cycle. I revoke any duality, inversion of continuity, perpetuity, inevitability with any dark lord, affiliation, organization, or any continuity of the bloodline that brings any duality construct known to mankind. I revoke it. I break this cycle. I release it out of my DNA, out of my body right now. Be released. I speak and I whisper to my DNA. Hear the word of the divine. I revoke on behalf of my DNA. I revoke on behalf of my body prototype. I revoke on behalf of my brain and of my light spirit. I revoke any allegiances, covenants, obligation, roles, spiritual depths. I revoke any contracts, agreements, vows, loyalty to inverted system, to inverted economy, to any system of inversion. I revoke on my behalf and their behalf, and I cancel, nullify retroactively until first ever consent, until first ever passive ancient consent with attached invoice. I revoke all binding with the power of inversion. I revoke all contracts, vows, promises, oaths, allegiances, covenants that ties me through perpetuity, inevitability, with any form of day and night agenda, any form of extraction, siphoning, trading, exploitation. I revoke any tags of ownership, claiming claiming intelligence property or claiming any ownership over any part of me, now revoked. I release out of my body implants, trackers, activators, plugs, hooks, seals, inserts. I unplug it from artificial intelligence sentient of the dark age. and I release you out of my body. All implants, barcodes, inserts, technologies, overlays, and I revoke on behalf of my DNA, body, light, spirit. I revoke any extraction agenda. I revoke any poverty, any lack. I revoke any charms, curse, hexes, vexes, voodoo, juju, macumba, hur, any black magic, any witchcraft, any santeria. I revoke any dark arts altering my physicality, altering my energy, altering my finances, altering my services, my art form, altering my relationships. I say no. I say no, and I release it. I release it. Dear guys, you feel that? It is strong, my love. Woo! I release it. I nullify. I nullify all, 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 all dark arts, curses, hexes, charms out of my body right now, out of my energy field, out of my DNA. Be released, released. And I read out all into the corridor of homecoming. I read out all into the corridor of homecoming, into the alchemy chamber, the alchemy chamber. Be released, be released. Yes, alchemize, alchemize. Hey, my love, share who is feeling all this. It is strong, my love. It is strong. I close all portals, all wormholes, all entry point, exit point, close, 360-degree above and below. Be released. Be released. Beautiful. My love, we are going to enter into the other room, the other link. We come out and we enter into the link. So share who is feeling that. My love is woo. Feel, absolutely. My love. Eliane and Francine, je vous souhaite une très très bonne soirée. Je comprends, je comprends. Eliane, ce n'est pas important d'être sur le live. Comme je vous ai dit, c'est fréquentiel. Même si vous n'êtes pas présente, si vous venez pour le replay, dans le replay, vous avez la fréquence qui va vous nettoyer, ma chérie. Et ça, c'est vraiment très important. C'est pas important d'être présente. L'important, c'est de faire partie de la dynamique. Et quand vous recevez le replay, l'énergie fonctionne, ma chérie. D'accord? Pour que vous sachiez. Comme ça, on est sûr qu'il n'y a pas de malentendu. My beautiful darling, bye everyone. We meet again into the next link. Everyone is good with the next link? Just click on the same link, actually.